Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of the podcast. Today, we have a few wonderful things going on weekly gaming on Xbox. We have a new KFC console, a wonderful Christmas episode of Minecraft World Expansion releasing Friday, some new Halo Infinite updates, a new Cyberpunk update just on the horizon, and huge gaming discounts across consoles like the PS4, Xbox One, and even some fun Steam deals, and all of that on our new wonderful show, which today is the first official episode, hosted by me, Bryce, better known as B2 Gaming, and
Me, Trevor, aka Mini Penguin Gaming on YouTube and Twitch.
we have a lot of great content today. Trevor, how has your week been?
Pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like it's been a really weird week because now we're getting ready for Christmas and we're seeing all these crazy fun deals, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's even going on?
Yeah, definitely a lot of updates in terms of like a lot of games have more cinematic updates, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah, there's even some fun new stuff in GTA that we'll be talking about with the snow and all kinds of other crazy junk.
Yeah,
which is super exciting.
Very much so.
And not even to mention, today, when our viewers will be listening to this on Christmas. So they might be opening up the new consoles and other crazy stuff that's coming out.
They'll either be opening them up or screwing around on them because, they probably already had opened them.
Oh yeah, I'm listening to our podcast on the side. Like, who are these bimbos?
It is Christmas Eve, so...
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve for us right now, everybody, because if you didn't know, we record on Wednesdays and release on Fridays, which is super fun for us because I get extra audio editing time. So yeah, guys, we have a great episode ahead. I'm super excited for it. We got tons of fun, super duper updates in the gaming industry. But sadly, a lot of stuff is also winding down because the Bat Network's going on vacation soon. I'm going to be out of office starting tomorrow. But Trevor, you're still going to be doing some stuff, aren't you?
In terms of gaming or recording?
Everything. The whole thing, everything crazy.
Well, really, a lot's kind of happened since yesterday. We got everyone's calling it a blizzard outside. I get my white Christmas finally, but it's we have like 30-mile-an-hour winds and it's blowing snow everywhere, and it's hectic outside. It's not even bad. Like, we probably have maybe a quarter inch of snow, but it's blowing so hard that like it doesn't stay, and it's just freezing cold out. So it's fantastic.
For all my PA peeps, I live outside, like near Pittsburgh, and it is going to be a high of 50 Christmas Eve, and then it's going to be a low or a high of 20 Christmas Day. Like, weather around here is literally so bipolar, it's not even funny. It's so dramatic. And I almost forgot, what games have you been playing lately, Trevor?
I've been playing a lot of GTA the last week. I'm really trying to grind out some money and be able to play the new heist. There's a lot to it.
And I've been coming along with you for the ride.
Yeah, it's been an interesting ride. In terms of that, it's different. It's very expensive. I mean, because you have to buy a $2.2 million submarine.
Which is still crazy. I still can't believe like how much that is, and then
it's ridiculous. And the fact that I have to buy it myself, it's like, well, I don't have the money for that in game right now. So
yeah,
I've been trying to grind out that.
The other thing is, like, we figured out that like I don't own the Diamond Casino, and you actually need the Diamond Casino to even unlock the ability to get it. So it's like you have to spend so much money on the Diamond Casino. I don't know if you have to do any of the missions or anything.
Are you talking about the penthouse?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Or no, the Diamond. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, because I don't have it unlocked.
I don't have that. I don't own the penthouse at the Diamond Casino.
I don't know what you have that I don't.
So you have to go, in order to start it and like get the initial setup, you have to go to the Diamond Casino, and instead of walking in through the front,
Yeah.
If you look at your little mini map, there's a
Yeah.
little music icon that pops up on the side of the building.
Oh, do
Um,
you own the music thing?
it's you don't own it, um, because you own more than I do. You're a higher level. You own a lot more stuff than I do.
Yeah.
But when you go to the casino, you go to the side of the building,
Yeah.
and there's a door there. You walk in, and it'll bring you into this music club in the game in the casino.
Oh, okay.
Or it's like a separate part of the casino now, and so it brings you in there. You have to pay $150 entry fee before you can go in and do anything.
Yeah.
You walk in, you go down these stairs. It's a whole like cool nightclub area, and then you
Oh.
meet up with the guy that like one of the people that I don't remember what his name is, but you meet up with him and he kind of
Yeah.
explains the situation and like kind of like the trailers say where it's like, oh, we need a submarine, it's so big we need a submarine, and so it that's how you kind of start it. You have to go in and do all that. You talk to him. It's like he talks for like 10-15 minutes. It's a
Oh.
it's kind of long. You're kind of sitting there watching the whole cutscene for a while.
Yeah.
After that, then you have to buy the submarine, and then like you get like text from your submarine captain and everything. And so I haven't gotten too far into it because obviously I haven't bought the submarine yet. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So that'll be a thing that we'll have to look into. But yeah, and then we got new snow and everything in the game. It's super exciting. But so I'm super excited to see all the stuff that we're doing in there, and we have a huge section for you guys today. So I hope you guys super enjoy. And now we're gonna start section 2 of the show. Welcome back to channel updates. I don't know what that was. I'd like to try out different voices. It's kind of fun.
we'll eventually
Trevor,
settle on
did you
one.
know? Did you know I did voice acting before?
I don't think you ever really mentioned that. So
Yeah, I did voice acting for a YouTube channel. I can't even remember. Oh, the famous films. I remember. And you know the only reason I got like quote unquote fired? It was actually because of the team I was a part of. Like the whole team got into a huge scandal where our manager was like being like semi abusive to some of the members of our team. And so instead of the guy who runs the famous films just like dealing with it, he just like fired us all, reported him, and it was like a whole tea session. It was very upsetting because I was super excited about working there. So that's how my vocal career got cut in like it lasted like a month. It was a strong month. That's how that happened. No, that was fun.
that's weird.
It's always a history session. I know, it was so irritating. Like I swear, like imagine you got this good opportunity, you're so excited about it, and then because of your manager, you and all your friends get fired. It sucked, but it's okay. Now I'm here. Joke's on him. I'm the manager.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so we got some fun little channel updates. Oh, the Christmas video. I am so excited about that. I have a big Christmas video coming up for my channel. I'm going to be like doing some fun introduction overview of the world and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And I'm even gonna have my own little sections. It's kind of like a 50 subscriber special because I finally hit 50 subscribers. But everybody on here that's subscribed to my channel don't talk about it, but it also was kind of planned before I hit 50. So it might have been jury rigged into a 50 subscriber special, but we're not going to talk about it. But yeah, so it's a super exciting special 50 subscriber episode, super planned. I knew I was going to hit 50, so I planned it all out for the 50. And I am super excited about it. It will be a cute overview of the whole world in the Christmas texture pack. I'm definitely going to include my little penguin friend, the one on the paintings. And I'm super excited about all that coming up. And our biggest thing, Trevor, what do you think about Twitch?
I've always enjoyed Twitch. I haven't used it too much. It's definitely a great platform. I love it. I'm not I don't know. What are we? What about Twitch are we talking about here?
Did you know that B2 Gaming will start officially streaming in 2021 on Twitch?
Ooh, some
This is
big things are coming 2021.
I'm so excited for it. First of all, I'm excited just to be done with this year, not gonna lie. But I am also super excited to start streaming on Twitch and everything. I am so excited about all of it. And not even to mention that it was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it was a little bit of a hard decision for me to end up on Twitch. Because I really wanted to. Obviously, we are an Xbox tethered podcast. We're not exclusively Xbox, but we really like to favor Xbox a little bit on this podcast.
We do.
So obviously, I would love to support Facebook gaming. But I was on there, and I have found a few great people on Facebook gaming. There are definitely wonderful creators on there, but it was really difficult to want to stream on there because it really isn't the greatest in the whole world.
I have not seen anything on Facebook gaming. I haven't seen any pictures or anything about it, so I have no clue anything about that. So
I don't know why, but it's just like, I don't know. I think its weakness is that it's integrated into Facebook because it's pretty much, once you get into Facebook gaming, it gets rid of all the Facebook like tabs and stuff. But just like from a technical perspective, like you have to go onto Facebook main to get into Facebook gaming pretty much, unless you use like a direct link. And then once you're in there, if you click into the wrong section, you'll pretty much end up back into Facebook. So I think that that's the problem because most gamers are not also Facebookers. And so I think that's really probably the biggest weakness of Facebook gaming. You know, like, do you really want to see all the posts about your family's birthdays at the same time that you're watching like an Among Us stream?
yeah, that's definitely something. I feel like I should definitely go and try and check that out. But at the same time,
I would look
I
at
don't
it.
know.
But...
Don't know much.
I
about
always yeah. And I suggest everybody to check it out because I'm not dissing on Facebook gaming. It's just not the platform for me. Like, I just really don't like its style. I don't feel like it's very good for my viewers, which obviously I always have to think about my viewers first. And it's just like, I don't even know. It's just the environment too. Like, it's very like dead over there. There's not much interaction. There's a lot of views. Like, it has probably half or more of Twitch's concurrent viewership. But none of them talk in chat. Like, it's so like dead silent in chat and stuff.
That sounds like my Mixer when I stream there.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it is pretty rough. But Xbox does officially support it now, and I think you can stream straight to Facebook gaming from xCloud, or at least they plan to have that available here soon-ish. But still, I'm just not into it, and I feel bad, but I'm just not a part of it. So our next section, I'm excited to talk about a little bit. We also have some updates on your channel about some bigger plans for 2021, huh?
Yes, sir.
What do we have going on there? What do you have
So,
roughly?
if you go and look at my YouTube right now, you will see that there are no videos uploaded. A lot of my videos I have taken down for reasons of like issues with being able to continue series or stuff not being recorded properly. So there's nothing there right now. But I am going to start having a massive genre of different types of videos coming out starting on hopefully January 1st. We'll see what I can hammer out because obviously Christmas and New Year's is coming up, so there's going to be a lot of plans for that as well, so I have to kind of work around that schedule. Along with the work schedule as well, which yay work. But I plan on trying to get videos out. I'm thinking every other day, but I will also have to see. I'm going to try and record as many videos as possible, get some stuff started, get stuff out and ready. I still have to try and figure out how to record some good lengthy things from my Xbox as well, so I can put some gameplay from there onto the on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Because I have some gameplay there I'd like to throw up on YouTube. Just need to figure out how to record it.
And like side comment about Xbox that I was a little disappointed in. Now this was obviously whenever everything started, so the environment has changed a bit because the consoles just came out and stuff originally back then. But whenever they first came out, you can there's always been an option that you can record like clips an hour long or more if you connect an external drive that has USB 3.0 or more.
Yep.
So I saw on Xbox they were being really weird with that on the Series X, where you couldn't record 4K HDR. And sometimes there were even some errors where if you were playing a game in 4K, you still couldn't record 4K on those clips. But you could just record like 1080p and it was still pretty high quality, but didn't have any HDR or anything. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed in them for doing that because I really feel like the resources that they have and the creation or the creator groups that follow Xbox and everything, I feel like they really deserve to at least be able to capture footage in 4K on a $500 console. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that. And the consoles are still new, so maybe that'll change. But like, that should have been an immediate release kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and hopefully they'll realize it, or maybe they had plans for it and it just didn't line up properly, so it's going to be coming out soon. But as of right now, I didn't see any updates about that, so I do hope that there are some updates, because obviously I would love to start editing and working with 4K content on my gaming channel. That would be super awesome. Just seeing like Minecraft in pure 4K ray tracing.
Yeah, that would be a lot better.
Oh yeah, and that would just be like nice for me because that gives me a lot of flexibility with what I do with my content. But we'll see. And obviously, like, there's other complaints too. Like, lots of people are mad that you can't use like external SSDs for games on the new generation. But that's mainly because of their SSD technology that they're doing, so that they could have those quick starts and stuff. I was interested to learn that they do allow you to use it for older games. So, like, if you hook up an SSD and you download an older game onto it, you can actually play the older game off of it, because it's not optimized for the architecture, so it would have to just use the old architecture anyway.
Interesting.
So I think that's kind of cool, because you could have like an SSD that's just all of your old games.
All
just
those
have
old
that travel.
360 games.
Yeah, 360 and Xbox One. And you could just like have that travel around your house so that you could play your old games on any Xbox in your house.
Oh yeah.
But that would be pretty. But I thought that was nice, because that shows that like they could have just locked it down completely if they really wanted to. But that shows that they care to a decent amount, because they were like, we'll lock down the new games because we need them to use the new architecture. But the old games, they still use the old architecture, so why not give them extra space if they want it? So I think that's pretty cool. I was pretty proud of them for that one. And then what else do we have going on here? Oh, I forgot, I put it in our notes. I just wanted to like voice my excitement for the new year as well. We're starting out 2021 soon. Can you believe that we're like already done pretty much?
2020 has gone by real fast, especially like from when like we met to like starting our podcast like this late in the year and everything. Like,
I know, I didn't even like. I kind of forget that we've only known each other for like less than a year.
Yeah, and time has just zoomed through.
It's wild. You've seen me through like 4 relationships.
Yeah.
Which is definitely the aesthetic. And also just like, I don't know, I feel like we've done a lot in just less than a year of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely have.
That's just crazy. Hopefully 2021 is at least double fruitful.
Hopefully it's not this whole COVID crap isn't as bad too.
Oh yeah. Whenever the podcast makes over $100 in a week, we definitely need to set it up that I like fly out to you and we record our first time meeting. We have a whole crazy emotional meeting.
We definitely need to like go to some gaming. What is it? Like the gaming events that they have around the world too.
I know, but I was just thinking the other day, I don't know if they're gonna have many of those anymore.
Probably not next year, but they definitely will keep them going in the future.
Oh yeah.
They're always really popular. They bring in more money than they like ever think.
Oh yeah, and they are like, I will not deny that they're huge, but like this year I was surprised. I just found out the Discord they're doing their big like end of year ad campaign, and I was surprised to see that. I guess they hosted a lot of big gaming events. I guess they hosted like tons of gaming events. They also kind of spouted that they also hosted like one of the biggest car events in the world, where people just like came on Discord video and showed off their cars at a big Discord server, and all kinds of other crazy stuff like that. I was surprised.
Hmm.
What have you thought of like Discord's evolution to being more like popular and more like mainstream?
I quite like it. I love Discord. I mean, it's a very easy to use app too. Everything runs pretty well. I mean, there's some issues in terms of like sometimes like when you're talking, people just randomly cut out. So that's probably something they could work on fixing. But otherwise, it's a great platform.
I don't say and for free.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that's the craziest thing.
they do have stuff that you can pay for in it. There's not a whole lot you can pay for, but there's
Yeah.
a few things that you can pay for, which is like you can help boost stuff and whatnot. But it's cool. I mean, you can link like music accounts, like you could link like your Spotify or Apple Music to it. Like you can link it to everything. It's such a great platform. It's amazing to use. I love it so much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I think the like probably the coolest and best part about it is just that like you can start everything free and you never have to pay. And I think that whenever you become like a Discord Nitro subscriber, there is a little bit more allocated resources to your server and stuff. But I think overall that it mostly is really just to support Discord, and it also like boosts your server publicly a little bit. But it doesn't do too much technically. Like it doesn't give you more prime servers or anything. It just does like it ups the ping a little bit. It opens up like how large the files you can upload and everything. But it's not like your server becomes 200% better than a free server then. Like it just becomes slightly better. Which is pretty cool because it just shows you that like you can have a totally free account, totally free server, and you'll have minimal issues. And if you want to get rid of those minimal issues, you can really subscribe to Discord Nitro, and it gets rid of almost all of them. But if you don't, those minimal issues never are really game breaking. It's not convenient, but it's also not like, oh my gosh, my whole world is over because of this issue. So I think that's the one awesome thing about it too, is they do seem to be more flexible and more kind to the fact that we all don't have $1 million to spend on servers and voice chats and everything like that.
Yeah, they're pretty neat with that.
Also, like, what's been up with like Xbox Party Chat?
I don't know. It's always it feels just like it's been more buggy. They haven't really put much attention into it, so they need to fix that.
I know, it's just annoying because like you pay so much for it because, well, you don't have to, but if you are like a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, or just a general Xbox Live subscriber, you know, you're at least paying $10 a month for that service, on top of, you know, normal online services. So you would think that they would just give a little bit more attention to like party chat and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, it would be nice. They need to fix that, especially because like how many people actually use it? A lot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like, I would love to, because they're already, I mentioned this before because I think it's awesome that they're already like semi-integrated with Discord. But honestly, if they really think handling an online voice service is like becoming too difficult for them, they could always just ask Discord to partner with them and just have Discord host it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then just put those 10.
Yeah, they could probably boost it a lot better with Discord as well.
Oh yeah, and then you just put those $10 towards the Discord chat instead of Xbox Party Chat, and then Discord gets more funding, Xbox gets more funding, and everything is nicer. I think that would be really, really awesome. I've always thought about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I can tell.
But it would be fun. I hope. I've tweeted them before. I've been like, Discord, please make Xbox partner with you. And they're always like, we would love to. And I'm like, Xbox.
What are you doing?
No, what's up over there? I'm tweeting. If you wanna subtweet or comment, I'm here. And I guess finally for like channel updates and stuff, we just have, just in general, just so everybody knows, since this podcast is also like kind of an update podcast, the Bat Network will be pretty much closed down for the remainder of 2020, and we'll be reopening like January 2020. Yeah, pretty much, because the podcast will still be produced, but like
yeah, that'll be about it.
All of our videos and stuff will be pre-recorded and everything. So
yeah, I know mine.
Obviously,
starting 2021, like mine will, like going up January 1st. That video might actually be recorded like the 26th of December. So
yeah,
like it might be early. So we'll see. Yeah.
And then the only other caveat is obviously I don't control like all of our network partners completely or anything. So if you do see somebody streaming on the Realm or anything, don't be like, I thought you guys were closed, because it's just like all of our officials and our higher ups, which is pretty much just me and Trevor, like we're pretty much going to be like out of office and not touching anything until next year.
Yeah.
But obviously everybody is welcome to do whatever they want because we don't control them or their channels. And we're not going to close the server because some of us do play on there just casually to have fun. So
I know I do. I have some plans on the server, which is why I need a ton of wood. I probably I'll explain that. Like that's probably something that I'll probably explain in the next podcast because I'm sure I'll have it closer to done, if not done by then.
Also, I do have enough wood for you. I swear I do.
Oh yeah, I took all the spruce wood.
I was about to say, did you see the shulker too?
Which shulker?
In the spruce chest. There's a brown shulker in there.
I didn't see a shulker. I went into your little hobbit hole kind of thing.
Oh, you went into my bunker?
Ah, I thought that's what you meant.
No, I wanted to grab all the wood from my house. Well, that's okay. I'll just go grab some of it from my house.
I just grabbed it from your little hobbit hole bunker thing.
Yeah, my house, I have a whole double chest full of wood and then a shulker box inside of there because I didn't want to make another chest. And that shulker box is also full of wood.
I didn't know that. I guess I didn't pay too much attention.
And then all the remaining wood was at the bunker.
Yeah.
So I have like wood spewing out the sides of my ears.
I think, that's what I should do. I should go in and kind of record a bit of like what I'm gonna build with that too, because like I have a massive plan. It's gonna take a lot of wood. I might actually run out because of how much I'm gonna use. But I think the general idea, I'm still debating whether I want to build it above ground or underground. It can work either way. I have yet to figure that out yet, so we'll see what happens.
It's just really about what you're feeling. If you want to dig out a ton, or if you just want to like die from fall damage a ton.
Well, I mean, building it above ground wouldn't be too tough. Like, I would definitely build it up and put like, use like stilts or whatever as like wooden fences as like stilts or whatever for like the aesthetic look. But you know, I still have to figure out like what exactly I want to do with that. So.
Interesting. I'm excited to see what it is. And like I said, you can just go to my house and grab like all the wood there. Because before you go, I'll grab like a few stacks.
Yeah,
and then you can have the rest.
I probably won't be on Minecraft until like maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll see what I have to do.
Okay, so I have time.
Yeah, I probably won't be on tonight. If I go on gaming tonight, it'll probably be on like Overwatch or GTA. So I won't do anything there, but you know, it'll be fun to build this. I'm kind of debating building it underground. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of mining, but I mean, it would be a lot, like the design I can put it, like the amount of design I could put with building it underground would be interesting. It'd have to be a little ways underground though too, because I'd have to go I'd probably say I'd probably have to go to level 45 or 50 in terms of building it, and then I probably have to use like a silk touch pickaxe or whatever to like have stone in case if I run into like a cave, I can kind of like block that off. But the amount of design I can put with it underground versus above ground is a lot different. So I have to I still have to figure out what to do with it.
Oh my gosh, that's the other crazy thing. I am so excited to do our second episode of the podcast because after Christmas is over, I'm gonna start mixing. This is just, I don't know what spurred this on, so don't ask me how this how this came through my mind. But for some reason, I just thought about this. I'm gonna mix some of the music myself in GarageBand.
Ooh.
Because obviously we'll be able to use it all the time, so I can sink like hours into it and not feel unaccomplished because then I'll just reuse it for like weeks and weeks until we feel like we need a new intro or whatever. So I'm excited to go in and do that.
Yeah, I'll be very.
Because I was thinking about that now, but Christmas songs are complex, and I decided to do like an intro way sooner than I should have. So I did not have the time to create a complex original Christmas intro. So I'm thankful that an artist gave us royalty-free intros.
Or is that one of the new people that we have in the server?
No.
Oh,
it's
someone else.
I know. Yeah.
All right.
I sadly do not think any of us are that musically inclined aside from me.
I'm definitely not. I'd have to use an app, and even then I wouldn't. I'd just end up screwing around with it instead of recording anything actually good.
I love doing GarageBand. It's so nice, and it's an Apple exclusive, of course. But it actually is one of the nicest free audio apps on in the universe, pretty much. Because it's just like a stripped down version of a program called Logic Pro, which is also an Apple exclusive. But Logic Pro is used by most big recording labels.
Oh.
And so that's why it's like Logic Pro kind of grew from GarageBand, because GarageBand was kind of the edgy starter for Apple, and then Apple was like, oh wait, we can make some real stuff, and so Logic Pro was born.
Would you be able to send me any of those like any links or whatever to the music to listen to, because I have something to I want to test, see what it is, and then we could probably pick some depending on the episode, we can pick different ones.
Oh yeah, I'll send you the samples whenever I make them and stuff,
because I think it'd be interesting, because we can have different ones for normal weekly ones, or if we have specials where we have a guest or something, we can have a different kind of intro music, just to be oh hey, this week we got a special guest for you or whatnot. So
oh yeah, and we can they just added screen sharing to iOS, so we can also sit in Discord and I can just share my screen as I'm mixing the music, and then you can sit there and comment on it as I make it, so that we can make custom intros for guests and stuff. If you wanted to, of course. Yeah,
we can test it out, mess around with some of that stuff next week.
I'm sure people love hearing our behind the scenes chat that we randomly sometimes. We have to say it because we're gonna forget later, so we gotta say it at some point. So we just say it during the podcast.
Yeah, if we don't say it now, it'll just never come up.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll definitely. So everybody, you should be very excited, because I'm going to be pro DJ Bryce. And the fun thing is, since I make the music, I'm the copyright artist. So I'm just like YouTube. It's okay. You can use it.
Yeah, I can.
Me.
Yeah, or if anything, I could just be yo, I would like to use this for a video or something, some background, like a time lapse kind of thing I could use for that.
Oh yeah.
Let's just do that.
Eventually, I'm gonna release my own album. No, imagine the beats from Bryce Pro.
Bryce's Beats now coming to YouTube.
I love it.
New channel, Bryce's Beats.
Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that would all end up. That'd be a very interesting endeavor for me. I wanted to do like I wanted to be a Broadway artist at one point. I still would not turn down the offer.
There'd be 10 videos on that channel, and that you just never see a video again. Those 10 would be the only ones that come up.
I just start beatboxing.
Just beatbox out of nowhere.
I'm like scatatata.
It's like you're listening to music, and all it is like something like time lapse, like Minecraft thing, something on Minecraft, like time lapse, like just the audio
shaking.
Yeah,
but I think that's all we have for updates on the channels and everything, right? Anything else fun that we have? Did we get a new member? Did I add somebody? Am I forgetting?
I think everyone we've added we talked about last week.
Yeah, I think so. Let me check.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget. I'm not gonna lie.
I might have a video up by before New Year's, but I don't know. It might not be up to
where. I don't think we talked about where. We do have one more channel member. I forgot. He doesn't have an official YouTube, everybody, but our wonderful friend FX, which is one of our new members that we talked about last week, added one of his close little friends called Ware that I'm sure you'll see on his channel a bit because they usually stream together. But he just came on. He's a super fun redstoner and all kinds of stuff. If you want to see more of him around, all you have to do is go to FX's channel, and I'm sure that he'll slowly inch around to the rest of ours. And that is the only big update on the server this week, aside from our giant Christmas tree that was revealed. Super excited about that. I hope you all enjoyed it.
I still have to get some gifts under there. I haven't done that yet.
I know. I have to. The Christmas episode, it's gonna haunt me. But yeah, so that was the big announcement that we had last week. I almost forgot about that. So that was the big announcement. We did the Christmas tree, and the Christmas video will be coming out this Friday. And so we have big events coming every Friday. It's super awesome. It was super exciting. It kind of looks like an alien ship. That's what it's been compared to the most. But I love my alien ship Christmas tree.
I was gonna say, like, I quite like it, but at the same time, it is
so Minecraft.
It really is. Like, I kind of wish I would have stepped in and helped, but I was not on. Like, you spent a lot of time on that. Like,
I spent 3 days.
Oh yeah, it was like
3 days of like 6-hour sessions.
Oh, it was longer than 6 hours. I swear.
It was like, horrible.
You spent like a good
And now I have to tear it down whenever Christmas is over. And you better believe that I'm going up there with an unbreaking hoe, because I will not. I'm keeping all those leaves. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I'm not wasting all the time that I used on these. So I will tell you, I'm keeping every single leaf.
I was gonna say you could probably just take and blow the whole thing up. But if you're gonna save all those leaves, you go for it.
I am saving every leaf. I swear. It took so much time. Like, you have some aspect because you saw me log on and log off a lot, but I probably broke the world record for trees grown in an hour.
Oh, no doubt. And I was helping you out a little bit with that too.
Yeah, like I was just using, just so everybody knows, do not use shears on mass leaf builds. I was using just shears, and I made so much iron, and Trevor felt so bad for me that eventually he did come over and he dropped me off an unbreaking hoe. And so bless his soul for giving me an unbreaking silk touch hoe so that I could actually mow down the trees with some efficiency.
Did I put mending on that as well? I don't remember.
I put mending on it.
Did you? I think.
Yeah.
Did I put? I can't remember what all I put on.
I healed it twice.
Was it just unbreaking and
silk
touch? Was really?
Yeah.
I didn't put efficiency. I should put efficiency on it.
Oh, it does have efficiency. It does have efficiency.
I was gonna say, I thought I was gonna say, I thought I put efficiency 5 on it for you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I didn't put mending on it. I have a million mending books.
You probably just got distracted.
I think it was probably one thing I forgot, or...
Anyway, I healed it twice too, so...
Lasts you a lot longer than how many shears you made.
Oh my gosh, it was so ridiculous.
If we had a counter, I would love to see how many shears you went through on that project alone.
I know, I need server statistics, and I just need to see, I should have recorded the whole project. I don't know why I didn't. But I need to see server statistics on how many shares have been broken because I definitely own 90% of those shares. It's so ridiculous. I would go through. It was about four. It was about 4 trees this year. I do remember that.
Yeah, and how many trees did you cut down?
Well, the bottom layer was like 12 trees.
Jeez.
And there's 13 layers. Now, the layers do get smaller as you go up, so obviously you do have less trees each layer, but not substantially.
You probably went through 400 like trees just to make that one
so
tree.
Many. I need so much appreciation. I'm gonna backlog so much footage.
And you know what's funny? I was thinking like in terms of a tree, you made that 10 times bigger than I was actually ever gonna build it. So
I wanted a tree for the season. I wanted St. Nicholas to see that baby and go, I'm dropping my presents off here.
yeah, we also need to build a star.
I have a beacon up there.
Well, yeah, but we could still put like some sort of star and have the beacon light shining up too.
Oh my gosh, we'll have to make sure that it has a glass center.
Yeah, which isn't hard. I mean, you're not gonna look at the center of it anyways because it's on top of the tree.
Well, we better do a star like tomorrow then, because it's Christmas.
Oh yeah, true. Or tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was about to say, because I gotta finish the Christmas episode too, and it would kind of suck if it doesn't have a star for the Christmas episode. So many projects. Anyway. Yeah. So that's all the big stuff on the channel. That's all the fun stuff. Giant tree, new members. Well, new member.
Yeah.
And all of our members have been having a pretty good time. Monster, poor Monster, he's like been switching between all of the different realms because he has his personal one and then he has ours. And he's just worn out. Like, he hasn't taken a break in forever and he doesn't want to. And I'm like, why don't you just take a break? You're gonna die. I'm like, you can only push yourself so far. So he needs a little bit of a break. That's why we're also closing that network, because I'm burnt out. But yeah, so he's been doing well. FX recorded some more stuff, which was super awesome. Ghost has been logging on. I don't think that he's been doing tons for YouTube yet, but he's been logging on and getting himself situated, which is super awesome, and I hope he's doing well. And I think that's really it. And then obviously I've been doing stuff and you are doing stuff, and we have videos coming out next year and now and all kinds of jazz. I mainly have videos coming out now.
Yeah, I think kind of looking and thinking of a schedule. I'm thinking for a schedule, I might do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays as upload days. That way it's like,
there you go.
it's like I have a set schedule. I have the weekends to like record and edit, and it's like I'm not like overworking myself either. Because I mean, obviously,
that's why I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. My production overhead is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice because it's like, I can take like days off to work, like because like my days off from work, I can record and edit and have those ready for the days that I do work or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever, it'll work out. It'll be great.
Yeah, I've got time to plan.
Oh yeah. So yeah, guys, that's been the big channel updates. That's all we really have for all the channel updates and other stuff. And I hope that you guys are super excited for 2021 because it's right around the corner. And don't forget, I'm going to say this probably at the end of every section, but don't forget to have a wonderful holiday season, a wonderful Christmas, or for anybody who either lives in a country that doesn't celebrate Christmas, or lives in an area that doesn't, or just doesn't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or anything like that. For all of you, just be happy that you get a break from hearing all of our wonderful voices as creators for a week. Because it's about the only week that you can escape all of us.
Yeah, because we got you on a leash. You can't leave, so you have to keep watching and listening to our stuff.
Yeah, so this is the week that you get to like kind of escape because all of us are off. So if you don't watch our episodes, we're not there to yell at you.
Or at each other.
Yes, or at each other. So our big next section is the news, which is going to be super exciting because we have some super fun news coming out. And I think that will about end channel updates. Anything else you want to add before we head to the next section, Trevor?
I got none.
Okay, I'll see you guys in the next section. See you soon. valued viewer. And say hello to the news section. We have a few really fun stories in this section coming up here. Trevor, do you want to start with our first top story?
Yeah, I can. So, a lot of people have been rumoring that Halo Infinite was going to be canceled. But 343 Industries has
Well,
come out
we
and
should specify
said,
that they thought that Halo Infinite was just going to be pulled on like the Xbox One original,
oh,
and
yeah.
they were going to do an exclusive launch.
Mm. But 343 has come out and said that their plans is to release Halo. They still plan on releasing Halo next year. So for those of you believing that there was going to be no Halo Infinite, well, guess what? Here it comes.
And I think probably what fueled this a bit is I'm sure that this started before Cyberpunk, but I'm sure what fueled it a bit is obviously Cyberpunk showed that the last generation is a bit limited in its abilities. And so I'm sure people just were sitting on the side like, okay, so this was a next generation game that really flopped on the original consoles and is doing okay on the new ones. So I'm sure that they were looking at the old Halo footage and kind of worried about how crappy that was, because that was like a whole thing with how crappy the Halo Infinite trailer was. And I'm sure that they were looking at all that and they were probably thinking to themselves like, they might learn from this and only release on next gen. So I was happy to see 343 Industries come out and say that they weren't going to do that. I kind of have mixed feelings about it sometimes though, just because, Cyberpunk did show that obviously there are some things that the next generation consoles just have in strides and leaps above last generation.
Granted,
And
they
so
are
it is
next generation for a reason.
Yeah, and so it's hard because it's like, okay, all these people obviously don't have the new console. It's very new, and those people still paid $300 to $400 for their console. So should they really be, thrown under the bus just because a new generation came out? But at the same time, if the game runs at 10 FPS like Cyberpunk, do you really want to play that on your last generation console? So I think that's the big contention point. Is just like, either the game has to look like a cartoon game, but be able to run on the old consoles, or it has to look pretty beautiful, but run at 10 FPS on the old consoles. And I don't know why, honestly, I don't know why they don't just lower the resolution and stuff. Because I know it will look crappier, but ultimately, I think people would prefer for the game to run at least 30 FPS over being 10 FPS, but looking honestly marginally pretty, because normally it's not up to the same level as PC and stuff anyway. So on top of not being that good, you also have to deal with 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
But I am happy to see that. It sounds like they in the post it mentions that the head of the Halo project said that he kind of thought it was a joke when people were talking about it not coming to the original consoles, and then people got really serious and he was like, no, we are still coming to the old consoles. And then he like pushed this point forward that the old consoles will not look the same as the new consoles, obviously, but they will still do their best to optimize it, make it great, and he'll make sure that you have a great Halo experience no matter what console you're playing it on. So I was happy to see that. How do you feel about, like, now that the next generation is out, do you think developers should still try their best to keep everything on the old generation and just hamper the performance a bit? Or do you think that it is just easier for them to move to the next generation?
Well, I mean, the thing is like, they are just starting with like, so PlayStation is a little different than Xbox, because Xbox has so many different things that they come out with.
Yeah.
In terms of like Xbox, like when they moved to the Xbox One, they did kind of keep stuff going through 360. They didn't keep it as updated as Xbox One, but
Yeah.
after their second version of the Xbox One came out, then everything for 360 just stopped. Which I'm sure that's what they're gonna do now. I mean, I have an Xbox One S, and so I still have pretty much everything that comes out. But I'm sure that'll start to kind of deplete and everything, and after a while, I will have to eventually upgrade, because of the fact that my console won't get the same updates. So,
Oh yeah,
and
and I
it'll suck,
think
but it's what happens.
yeah, and I think the one thing to remember also is that it sounds like Xbox this generation is pushing more to keep it more like PC, where of course older hardware eventually cannot run newer stuff. That's just the end all be all of how technology works. Like eventually capabilities like a computer from 2010 sometimes will not be able to run at all games from 2020 because hardware evolves, technology evolves, and then if they try to keep every single piece of legacy technology, everything would be very metered and kind of crappy.
Yeah.
So obviously there's physical limitations. In the case of Cyberpunk, showed that off a lot. That the 2013 Xbox original just does not have the hardware that it needs for the AI, the rendering engine, and all kinds of stuff for Cyberpunk. Um, but in some other games like Ori and the Blind Forest and stuff like that, I'm thinking that how it sounds with Xbox moving to more of a PC model, the Xbox from 2013, it's not going to be running Ori and the Blind Forest at 4K at 120 FPS. But it sounds like as new Ori and the Blind Forest comes out, they might just bump down the resolution to 720, have it running at 60, and just continue to release it on Xbox One and Xbox Series X to have continuity across consoles. Which I think I'm really excited for, honestly.
Yeah.
And same with Xbox 360. They even said that, obviously they won't be releasing any new games on Xbox 360, but Xbox 360 games will be available forever now. Like anything that's already been put into the backlog, into the collection of the old games on Game Pass, and also just on backwards compatibility. Their plan is to never change that. If it is backwards compatible, then it will stay backwards compatible for its entire life, up until either Xbox Studios closes down or the Xbox doesn't exist anymore, or whatever like that. But with xCloud and everything coming out, it sounds like the health of Xbox really isn't something that we have to be worried about in the near future.
Yeah.
So I am excited to see that. And do you like that model more than the old console model? Because obviously Xbox 360, there was no way to play Xbox original games. And about a year after the Xbox One launched, it lost support pretty much. So do you like it where older consoles kind of keep more support, but they obviously get kind of the crappy end of the deal because they don't have good hardware? Or would you prefer them to just have hard cutoffs and just keep it like how the Xbox 360 was?
I mean, on it, obviously, the older consoles can't run it, but it's at the same time, because they bring a lot of those old games to the newer consoles, so it's if you can take the time to convert it to do that, can't you just take the time to convert some of the way the graphics or some of the extra stuff works in game? Because not all the time they do that. They kind of just keep the same graphics and stuff. So it's couldn't you change that a little bit to make it more modern towards that style, so then the console can run stuff the way it's supposed to and it still looks good.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I think that their new kind of strategy is really nice. Is because that's the truth. If you have a really old PC and you put all the settings to a game on low, it still runs. It doesn't run at 124K, but it might run at 720/60 perfectly fine. And so I think that's kind of the strategy that they're taking. Is you're obviously not going to get the best top of the line everything. But you'll just get support. And even, they're continuing to add more and more Xbox 360 and Xbox original games to the backwards compatibility catalog. In those games, the Xbox One hardware is crazy better than what those games need to technically, quote unquote, run. So for those games, even if there's one of those games released in 10 years, I'm thinking that the Xbox One will support that, because that's kind of how they have the system and the generation set up from now on.
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited about, because that would be awesome. Because then, if you have an original Xbox and don't want to sell it, you could just use it as an Xbox 360 gaming machine.
Yeah.
Not optimal, but it works.
It does, yeah.
What do we have next? on news. So next on news, let's see what we have coming up next. Oh, I'm super excited about this.
Yep, this one will be mainly you talking, so.
Oh yeah, that's all me. So we all know Apple, or if you don't, you're lying.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself. A Fortune 100 company, one of the biggest tech giants in America right now. And I think they are one of the richest. I think they are either the richest or on the top 10 of the richest businesses in America.
They've got to be top 10 for sure, because like.
They were the first to hit $1 trillion in like net value. I remember that. So you know what? They probably are like number 2.
I'll look it up while you're talking.
Okay. But there is some interesting news coming out about Apple TV. There are some rumors in the gaming industry that Apple, with Apple Arcade and all kinds of other services that it has been provoking and inspiring, they're actually, it seems like, and this is all hearsay of course, but it seems like they're kind of ramping up to have a gaming-centric Apple TV coming out in 2021, which is super exciting. If you don't know, Apple TV did have a little bit of a gaming mood for a while there whenever Apple TV 4K originally came out, but it pretty much died whenever Minecraft was removed from the Apple TV gaming store because they felt like they didn't get enough support and player base on Apple TV. And so after that, the gaming side kind of went down. Apple Arcade revitalized it because you can play every Apple Arcade game on Apple TV. But even there, they're not all perfectly optimized, so it's kind of like hit or miss how good it is. But of course, with Apple Arcade really pushing for gaming on Apple devices, including the Mac now even, it sounds like Apple TV is going to be pushing to finally officially release a gaming-oriented version of the Apple TV. And hopefully, they might even remove some of their restrictions with Apple TV, because one of the biggest limitations originally was that almost every game was required to use the controller as a basic kind of some kind of a gaming device, which is so odd. And of course, second, one of the biggest limitations was also the player base. Apple TV is one of Apple's smallest user bases, which is completely insane. So there's just a lot to improve there, and so I hopefully will see Apple TV plus Apple TV coming to the gaming side in the future. But of course, Apple has gone through a lot of other things. Apple has conquered and tackled gaming in the past multiple times and not come out on the other side very healthy. So hopefully with Apple Arcade taking off, Apple TV gaming will one day become a thing. But we'll see. An article from SlashGear mentions that some Bloomberg's Mark Brewman, which is a very big Apple leaker, has mentioned this and thinks that their long-term goals are to really start to needle into the gaming space, which is super exciting. And coming next year, there is supposed to be upcoming xCloud support on Xbox on iOS devices, because it is supported on Android devices right now, but because of the App Store limitations, it's not supported on iOS. And so currently they're working on getting it ported over to iOS, which is super exciting. And we have a little side note taken. It seems that Apple is 4th in America for richest companies, only followed by, could you believe it, an oil company, Amazon,
who would have ever guessed
and
an oil company is top up there?
Yeah, only one of the most lucrative business models.
God.
But yeah, so I'm super excited. It'll be super exciting for me. Obviously, Trevor over here, he's an Android lover and stuff. So he gets to enjoy xCloud as he pleases. But me, I am an Apple lover. And so it'll be really nice to have Apple Arcade and xCloud in my ecosystem for my enjoyment. What do you think about Apple moving towards gaming? Are you kind of excited for that, Trevor?
They should have moved on that a long time ago. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little behind.
But I feel like they're almost behind on everything. But that's kind of the point, is that they're the
They
Oh
like
my
to
gosh.
sit back and watch and see what happens and see everyone else struggle, and so then they know what not to do.
Yeah, and I've never thought about this. You know, perfect analogy for them? You know, fashionably late?
Oh my god.
That is 100% Apple. Like, Apple always shows up late to the party, but they're wearing the most expensive outfit that everybody wants. I definitely
iPhone
feel like
12.
that.
Wow, sorry, I just had to clear my throat there.
What's an iPhone 12? I love the iPhone 12.
No, that's the newest one they came out with, though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. He was a little late to the party. She's a little late.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to say it's late, but it's just, it's out. It's just, it is. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm super excited for that. And you know, the minute that they release a gaming-centric Apple TV, you know who's going to have the first pre-order on opening.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
I will have my pre-order on their website as it launches. It will be so exciting. And then I will have an Apple TV in every room playing xCloud. Oh, it'll be great. It'll be iconic.
Broke.
Oh yeah, I'm good before. So next coming up, Trevor, you know what one of my favorite restaurants in the world is?
I do not.
Panera Bread. But you know, really,
I think I was a completely different road.
But you know, a place that's pretty decent to get chicken at.
Chick-fil-A.
Well, it's okay. Chick-fil-A is okay.
Oh,
a little.
There's a fight going on there. We just lost half our viewers.
I never went to Chick-fil-A before.
Really?
Yes, my Raymond is taking me to one. Eventually, obviously, right now everything's locked out, but eventually he's forcing me to go on.
Summertime would probably be the best time to go, anyways.
Oh yeah,
I've only been there like twice, but it's good stuff.
Oh my gosh, I know Raymond cried whenever I told him that, and I was like, why? But no, another great place to get chicken is KFC. But you know what else is going to be great to get there maybe next year? A console.
Yeah, funny enough, KFC has officially come out as of, I think it was yesterday, and this is real new.
Literally 8 hours ago.
Yeah, today. They came out today and said that they are partnering. Who are they partnering with? I can't remember who they said they were partnering with.
I know that they did make claims. I saw this on another news story on Business Insider.
It was
they did make claims
Intel powered, so they are going to be partnering with Intel.
Oh.
It looks like, or no. Oh no, Cooler Master, hardware manufacturer Cooler Master. Said it looks like they're gonna so.
But is it like an Intel based machine?
It's an Intel powered console.
See, now here's the real tea. All of the consoles that are most popular in the space are AMD powered.
Yeah, so
they're kind of taking a different spool.
Yeah, so this would be interesting because KFC is really taking they're taking a weird route. So they're powering with they have a partnership with hardware manufacturer Cool Master, and they said their statement. They took a statement on Tuesday, be December 22nd, 2020. That they are going to be partnering, that they partnered with them, and they're going to be creating a Intel-powered gaming console, which is very interesting to hear because it's like
that's not very popular in our space.
How many restaurants have you heard of come out with gaming consoles?
Oh yeah, that's fair too.
None. I've never heard of one, and it's funny because I'm looking at a picture right now. So this gaming console is going to take the shape of kind of like a chicken belt, like one of those containers you get with chicken at KFC. So when
it's
you go
an air fryer.
Yeah, well,
it looks like an air fryer.
Yeah, it kind of does. But funny enough, this console will actually have a built-in spot to keep your food, or as they like to say, keep your chicken warm. So, this is definitely an interesting way to take a route. So
I can't believe that this is real.
I can't either. I thought this was like I went on. I'm looking at the news. I was like, okay, this has got to be a joke. But it's like, no, they took a statement and like this is coming straight from like CNN and everywhere. And it's like, really? Like these guys are actually coming out with a real console.
My gosh.
Like,
also, interesting claim from them. They claim that the console is more powerful than the PS5 and Xbox One X.
that's a lie. There's no way.
You know what though? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure because it's just interesting because AMD, one of the biggest weaknesses of AMD is that they don't have official RTX hardware. So the oh my gosh, RDNA 2, which is their new GPU architecture in both of the new consoles, that's been kind of jury-rigged to run ray tracing, and so that's why ray tracing is supported on the new consoles. And it is ray tracing technology that's based off of AMD's technologies, but the most efficient and best ray tracing technology comes from GTX, which is owned by GeForce, which is whatever they're called. And so,
what this is now.
What is it? What are you talking about?
So I found an article, and it's like, so the way that they're running this is it's gonna be like a VR kind of like a VR ready,
so
like high end.
Why are they like this?
So it's supposed to be like a VR high end gaming PC with a built-in chicken warmer. So it's gonna be more
That's so weird.
So it's supposed to be more like a PC than anything.
Well,
and
still,
it's
like they did claim that it was more powerful in the new consoles. So
KFC launches 4K 240 frames per second gaming console with built-in chicken warmer.
Yeah, I saw it.
That is
also here's some interesting research on their technology. They said the bucket-like console has a cooling system which transfers the heat from the components into the chicken chamber, keeping the hardware cool and the chicken warm.
Hey, have you ever wanted to fry an egg on your console? Well, now here's the console for you. Just throw some tin foil in that sucker, throw an egg, give it about 5 minutes, and there you go.
Well, you also have to be running like synthetic benchmarks to make sure that the CPU is turning out. Because how it sounds is that they're using the cooling system and they're just, instead of running the heat pipes to the edge of the console, they're running the heat pipes into this chamber. And that's what's warming up the chamber for your food. So it doesn't seem like they have an actual heater in the console. It sounds like however hard you're running your hardware, that's how hot it would be in there.
I feel like this console's gonna crash so hard.
Well, I just don't see how that works because the whole point of a cooling system is to take the heat out. But how this is designed, it looks like the CPU and GPU are probably on the sides. So it takes the heat from the sides and brings it to the middle and then keeps it there. So wouldn't your components just slowly build up and become hotter and hotter?
This console's gonna crash so hard and it's just gonna break on itself. You're gonna have so many components in it, just like overheating and frying themselves.
Oh, and they have a dual fan system on the top. So, I just don't know how this is gonna work very well because it looks like actually how it is the hardware is housed on the bottom, then the the chicken basket is housed in the middle, and then there's two heating vents on the top. And so what happens is your hardware gets hot on the bottom, the heat pipes run adjacent to the chicken chamber and warm it up, and then the heat gets taken out the top.
This just sounds so dumb, honestly.
So the heat chamber, the chicken chamber. The chicken chamber does seem to be a bit worrying because there's no way that you can avoid that. It's going to get hot. And that's literally right above where the hardware is going to be, so I am intrigued to see what the thermals will be on this KFC console.
And I'm sure. Well, they came out today saying that they were going to release one, so there's no release date yet. So I guess we'll see what they say there too.
And also I forgot to mention they did say that they partnered with Cooler Master, Intel, and ASUS, and they also had a hard drive custom built from Seagate.
Wow. So they're really pulling in a lot of big companies here.
Yeah, they do have some big partners. And this actually does come from KFC UK. which is
Oh, so
interesting.
it's not even US local. It's UK local.
No, well, yeah. But
Interesting.
it seems to be that's the deal, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm
But
sure it'll
like,
go global, but like it's
oh
interesting to
yeah, it will
think
be
that it
global.
didn't come from somewhere in the US. That's
Yeah, like this
strange.
isn't a UK idea.
Yeah, this isn't a US idea. That's a first.
And the other reason that leads me there is because the two comments they have on the article is from KFC UK, from Mark Shivers, which is the PR and social media head. And one of the only comments that he had to say is, if Sony and Microsoft want some tips on how to engineer a chicken chamber for their efforts in the future, they'd be welcome to get in touch with us.
Uh,
So I am excited. I'm intrigued.
I love the fact. I feel like they're only coming out with the console for the sake of like,
Oh
hey,
God!
buy our chicken, and you can keep it warm when you game.
Wait,
I
there's
honestly like
more.
what kind of I've never heard of a restaurant come out with the idea of
Or
implementing
anything.
a heating like a warming system to keep your food warm while you play video games.
See,
This
and
is interesting.
I'm happy that lots of people are getting into the gaming industry, but I think we probably should have tried to stop people from getting into it after Amazon and their horrible first game. Um, because now this is happening, and I feel like this is going to start a long string of really painful gaming events. What did they say here?
Either
Oh, at the
painful
top.
or it's either going to be painful or Microsoft and Sony are going to lose a lot of business. I guess we'll see which one happens first.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Either that or they'll gain business because new gamers will come to the KFC console, hate it, and then they'll transfer to one of the other consoles. So
Yeah,
who
true.
knows? Um,
Feels like a lot of
but
people are already on the console.
KFC also officially put out kind of like a I don't even know, just like a comment on how this came about, I guess, kind of. And they said the bargain bucket shaped machine features the world's first built-in chicken chamber, which is kitted out to keep its contents hot and ready for consumption during intense gaming sessions.
That's for those That's for those streamers. Like that would be something that I feel like the high end streamers like Ninja or like whatever, like the guys that stream all day long on Twitch. Like that's perfect for them. So it's like just shove something in there and keep it warm, and when you're ready, just pull it out. Just
Yeah,
midstream.
and I'm just intrigued. Oh gosh. Oh boy, there's just so much tea on this whole thing.
I don't even
Um,
want to get into it too much
there's so
anymore. It's
much.
just that this just seems like a honestly, personally, this sounds awesome, but it also sounds like it's a joke.
I just
Um,
hope that they
I love the
first,
idea though. I love it. I don't
yeah,
understand like what to make of it though. That's the only thing.
I know, and I hope that they follow through. But I hope after they sell like 1,000 consoles or something, they sell a version without the chicken chamber. Because I would 100% think about buying the version without the chicken chamber.
I think
Um, but I just don't
yeah,
like the
I'm sure they'll
chicken
come out with
chamber.
one. I feel
We'll
like that's just
see.
I feel like that's just gonna ruin the entire thing, and the whole thing's gonna catch on fire.
Oh yeah, but it seems like this all came up because the KFC gaming Twitter just was talking about gaming consoles and all that a lot, and then
KFC has a
eventually,
gaming Twitter.
yes, and it has
Oh
the
my
kernel.
god.
It has the kernel with headphones on. I love it. It's one of my
No.
favorite. It's one of my favorites.
No, it does not.
Um,
Oh my lord. That's ridiculous. You know, out of all the companies like fast food to come out with a console, I would have surely thought like McDonald's would have been first because they're like one of the biggest in the world. So I would have thought
yeah.
McDonald's would have been first rather than KFC.
Also, somebody reached out to KFC Gaming and asked them, with Cyberpunk selling over 13 million copies, will Cyberpunk run on the KFC console? And KFC replied with a burn to both of the other console members, console participants, saying it runs best on this console.
I bet they haven't even tested it on that console though.
It's so crazy.
I'm curious. I am curious as to see where this will go. Future of gaming is here.
Oh my gosh, so that's clap to that. And the interesting thing is, so I wanted to look into like the technical side, and so it is based on the Intel Nook design, which is a custom design from Intel. They release a new one almost every year, and they're just mini. They are like thousands and thousands of dollars, and so they're really bad bang for the bucks. But the whole point of the Intel Nook is to show that you can game really heavily on a really small machine. And so it seems like they're just stealing the Intel Nook design, using Cooler Master's cooling, and oh my gosh, it's so weird. They're using Cooler Master's cooling, and then they're using a custom Seagate Barracuda 1TB SSD.
Oh, interesting.
So the only other thing is, like, I feel like it's going to be extremely expensive. I can almost guarantee that.
I feel like it would be too.
Because, like I said, Intel Nook started at like $1,200 at the lowest end. And but so if this thing's going to run,
this is supposed to be like a PC, so
yeah. But if this thing's
anyways,
oh yeah, that's a guarantee. But if it's going to run 4K 240, I'm guessing that's probably going to be upwards of 1,500, probably more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a crazy KFC console. Really odd. I'm excited to see what happens with it, though. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. We had to just take a quick pause there. But back to the hot news. So yeah, the KFC console looks pretty crazy. It's super exciting. I'm super happy to see. Honestly, I am happy to see competition in the console space. That's pretty legitimate, it seems like, with the specs that it's toting. But like we said before, with a price tag of upwards of probably $2,000 ish, and kind of a gimmicky chicken heating cat thing going on, we'll see how well it does.
That's so stupid, but so funny. I love it.
KFC's been doing lots of weird stuff. In February, I'm just looking at the bottom of this article. In February, they collaborated with Crocs to create a shoe with
oh my god, I saw that too.
On it.
I saw that when I was looking at when I was like reading more into this whole thing. I was like, really? Like they did not do that.
Topped with a chicken scented charm.
No. It does so not.
Gross. That's so gross.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, the shoe sold out within half an hour on their launch day in July.
No.
That's so wild. That's what I'm talking about. Like, KFC really does be popping off, though.
Jeez.
Anyway, but yeah, so we'll see this new console. If we become a huge journalist group by the time it's released, we'll also review it. So next up, Cyberpunk. We're back to this precious little baby. Cyberpunk has a new update coming out. Let me check on it.
It came out today.
Oh, it did. Oh, yes, it did.
I believe it did.
23rd. So it came out today around 5 o'clock ish. It's available on both PCs and consoles today, so they were able to unify this launch. Where the last update, it was pretty spotty which ones got it first. It was only 8 megabytes. Oh, sorry. No, that was another thing.
It removed the 8 megabyte save file size limit.
Yeah. So there was some problems with whenever save files would get larger than 8 megabytes, they would have like a small, or actually, it sounds like a decent chance of just randomly becoming corrupted, so that you would have to go back to a previous save. And obviously, if you did the exact same thing, your save would always grow to that size. So there was a lot of issues with that on PC, but PC seemed less affected. It seemed like consoles were the main ones, because obviously on consoles you can't edit your sizes or anything like that. So as soon as it hit 8 megabytes and it auto-saved, it would pretty much corrupt your game almost every time, which really stinks. So it seems like they released a hotfix for that. There was a few other little tiny things fixed in this hot patch, but it looks like it was mostly just that. That was pushed out to PS4 and Xbox One. Um, they said that some of the bug fixes in this patch would help PS4 and Xbox One stability, but the majority of the fixes that they have for the rest of this year came out in 0.04 and 0.05, which was released a few weeks ago. And they mentioned that they will be pushing to fix performance on those consoles more in 2021, beginning in January and then following up in March. So hopefully we get to see more of that coming together. So now that you've had some time to sit on Cyberpunk, Trevor, do you have any more thoughts from last week's show on Cyberpunk?
Not much. I still haven't seen any gameplay of anyone playing it, so my mind is still open to it. I would like to play it. I've seen some of the trailer has kind of sold me a bit. I still think I'd like playing it. At the same time, I'm still probably gonna wait and see if they can get their system from crashing a bit more and make sure everything runs properly. I don't want to run it and then I never play it because I can't run the game very well.
Yeah.
So
I think I feel bad for them because it sounds like, from an objective standpoint, the story, even though it isn't the best story that CD Projekt Red has ever released, it is still a very good story based on modern games and how the stories have been kind of lackluster with most of them. So it stinks. It stinks a lot because if it would have ended up with really great performance on every console and the PC, on top of having a pretty darn knockin' story and all the RPG elements and all their crazy stuff like that, this game really could have been a runaway for this year, and this really could have been the highlight of 2020. But sadly, now this has been put on the list for the worst launches in 2020, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
And I hope they pull it out, and I hope that this is the last time we see anything like this from CD Projekt Red, because they had a little bit of a problem on the Witcher launch, but they fixed that literally within a month, and then they went above and beyond to improve it 2 times over. So I'm hoping that they take the same strategy with this, and they, even though it's obviously taken multiple months, hopefully whenever it is fixed, they go above and beyond to optimize performance and create amazing free DLC. Hopefully, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm still optimistic about the game. It's sad. I'm happy to see hot fixes like this, though, because it does show that the team's at least paying attention to problems and fixing them as fast as possible. But it would be nice if those problems didn't exist in the first place.
Okay, so I do have a question, because I don't know if you know the answer to this. I don't think we've actually really talked about it. I haven't heard much about it. Is Cyberpunk primarily a single player story game, or is there an online where you can go around and kind of do online stuff or play against other players? What is their background with that? Do you know at all?
It is primarily I forgot what you call it, but it's primarily, there's a difference between what it is and what it was marketed as. It was marketed as a super realistic first-person RPG. Well, not semi-first person. First-person RPG with shooting mechanics. What it actually came out to be was a pretty decent RPG with okay shooting mechanics, and it's super glitchy. But it is single-player RPG, and that's its soul. It has no multiplayer capabilities or anything like that.
Do you think they'll add any sort of multiplayer to it?
I'm intrigued to see, because I have seen some stories and some news reports about them looking at turning it into a multiplayer game, but that was originally pre-launch. And ever since they launched, because of all the bugs and problems, they've really pulled back from talking about that. And so how it sounds is they maybe had some ideas to bring it into the multiplayer space. But until they fix it and get back into the goodwill of players, they're not going to. Which I think is a really good idea, because I think if they would have implemented multiplayer on top of this buggy mess, we would have had a Fallout 76 round 2. And that would have really pinned this company to be exactly like Bethesda, which is not a good title to have on you right now.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they pulled back from that, but I am intrigued to see what they might do with multiplayer once they're back in a better light with everybody.
Interesting. Yeah, because I didn't really hear much about it, so I wasn't quite sure how the game exactly ran in terms of like stuff like that. So
Yeah, it's mainly tethered towards like single player. And then our final news story of the day, and this is just a nice holiday one for all of you. Some of these deals are timed exclusives, so not all of them are going to stick around. But our next news story is Xbox is really pushing to find a nice bridge of new sales and other stuff. So they are doing huge sales for tons of games that won at the Game Awards, which is super interesting. This story comes from GameSpot. And so pretty much every single game that's available on Xbox that won an award at the Game Awards is getting at least 10% off, but most of them are creeping closer to 50, which is really awesome.
I will say I'll mention a few of them right now. So Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the newest one. The standard edition is 25% off. Cross-gen bundle is 20% off. Premium GTA 5, the premium edition, is 50% off. The Megalodon Shark Cash Card. So this has the Megalodon Shark Card along with $8 million GTA Cash is 15% off, which, looking at that price is still pretty high up there. Assassin's Creed
Valhalla.
I can't say that apparently. Is 25% off. NBA 2K21 is 50% off. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition is 15% off. Madden 21 for the Xbox One and Xbox Series XS. Wait, what is that?
X/S.
It's like a straight line, so it doesn't say slash, whatever.
That's what that means.
Yeah, okay. So that's 50% off. There's also the Deluxe Holiday Edition with that is 50% off. Star Wars Squadrons. This is a game that I do want to play. It looks very interesting. That is definitely my style of game.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely something I would love to play. That is 40% off right now. So that'll be interesting. I should buy that while it's available.
I'm trying to peek when these sales end, but they don't really seem to list it off.
So on here, most of these end about in like 10 to 11 days. So this would be right after, a few days after New Year's. Let's see. 10 would be, so most of these would end like the 4th or 5th, I would think. Third or 4th? I think 4th. I think most of these end by the 4th. So get on that now.
So for all of you listening, you probably do have time to get it if you're listening to the podcast right now.
Yeah, which this will be out on Christmas, so if you're listening now, you got time. Go get it now.
Oh yeah, you got all that Christmas cash coming, hopefully.
Yeah.
And so some of the big ones, the big takeaways are also. So Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ultimate Edition is 20% off on the Xbox Store, and that was obviously a big takeaway at the Game Awards with some trailers and other stuff. They have a Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion bundle that's 20% off, which we'll get back to that in a second because there is some news about Watch Dogs Legions.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is 55% off.
Oh yeah, and that was at the Game Awards. Star Wars Squadrons won a Game Awards award, and that is 50% off. Marvel's Avengers is 50% off, but if you're smart, do not buy it.
Do not buy it. Do not buy it.
Do not buy it. It's not worth it. This is coming from your local donut shop. And then Rainbow Six Siege is like, it's $10 and it was originally $40. I don't know what percentage that is, but that's a pretty good percent. I think that's 75.
Rainbow is oh yeah, I think I saw that. Rainbow
Six Siege.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 is 75% off, which is really awesome. And then finally, the last big one was, you mentioned it, Grand Theft Auto. They didn't win any Game Awards, but they had a few trailers for the new DLC and stuff at the Game Awards, which is super
Yeah,
awesome.
but like GTA's been around a while, so they're gonna push.
Oh yeah.
They do push some of that stuff. I'm trying to see if I can find Rainbow Six. It does tell you
So
what
here's an interesting one that we forgot to list, but I just remembered it. Watchdog Legions has announced that they're going to be getting a multiplayer tactical OP and PvP mode in early 2021. So have you seen much about Watchdog Legions?
I've seen a few people. I've seen a few YouTubers play that back when it was still like they got some like early release stuff. Which the game looks phenomenal. The way it runs, the graphics, it is unbelievable. It is so it's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think I might get that and play that because it's
oh
like
yeah, now with
watching
multiplayer, I'll play with you.
Oh yeah, we can go and cause havoc.
Yes.
Just like we do in GTA.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's super exciting.
Watchdog. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, we do have to do that. But Watchdog Legions, it is a huge game series. It's super awesome. The hard point of Watchdog Legions, I didn't know how to like portray this. It did have a lot of hatred for a little bit over lots of bugs and problems they were having. They've pretty much resolved all of them. They've got it to a very stable state, and they've continued to update it and make it even better now. So it's just one of those other 2020 games that tripped when it launched, but hit the ground hard and picked itself right back up and just kept trucking. And now it has become one of the better games to come out of 2020. I don't want to call it acclaimed, but I think that with this multiplayer mode and the improvements that they made to single player and bugs, it sounds like they've really pushed it to a place where I think 2021 will be Watchdog Legion's year. And I really hope that it is. And now with this big sale to get Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion, and the sale to get Watch Dogs Legions off a little cheap, I think it's at 50%. I think Watch Dogs Legions is about 50% off. So with all of that going on, I think Watch Dogs Legions has a really, really successful 2021 coming its way, and I'm super excited about that. And that was about it. And then the last big piece of news that I just have over on my side was just Apple is planning on bringing out xCloud sometime next year, which will be super exciting for all of you iOS lovers. And I was happy to see that from Apple, because normally Apple's really hard about platform restrictions. So it was interesting to see them get into talks with Xbox and actually figure out a way to get xCloud on iOS the way that Apple wants it, but the way that also gives players what they want from Xbox. So that'll be super exciting. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure the implementation will be a little clunky at first, but it will find its way to a good spot.
Yeah.
And the last thing, a lot of financial analysts are saying 2021 is the year of games. They think that the gaming industry will hit an all-time high in stocks with gaming in 2021, and they think that with that amount of income coming into them, they think that the following years will be unbelievable for how much funding games will get.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. I mean, with the release of some of the biggest consoles of the century, of the decade,
and the KFC basket.
Oh my god, yeah.
That one's gonna sell 2021.
That one was a shock. But yeah, no. Like we've got some of the biggest stuff coming.
I'm telling you.
Like the console's new release, like a lot of games are gonna start switching over to that, and
oh yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm telling you, with the launch of that KFC console, frick the Xbox Series X and X, frick the PS4 and PS5, Nintendo Switch doesn't even know what's going on. That KFC console with its chicken bundle, I can see it now. Every single streamer is gonna have a chicken wing in one hand, a Pro Controller in the other one.
Oh, people are gonna put tinfoil in that thing and put like barbecue ribs or like barbecue wings in that thing and just load it up.
You're gonna see the Xbox Series.
Hit me up. I want a sponsorship, bro. I'll test that out for you, and like I will enjoy some KFC. Yo, hit me up, please.
Literally, the Xbox Series X is going to be in the back of everybody's room, and it's just going to be utilized for cool vape videos. That's all. They're just going to blow vape into the fans, and then they're going to turn it back off. It's not going to be anything. It's going to be a warmer. If your food needs a little bit of thawing,
here's my trophy stand from the trophy I won when I was 6 years old.
yeah, that's literally what it's gonna be. They're like, why does it have an Xbox symbol on it? That you're like, it's just a cool stand. It's just from Xbox. It was like $500.
I just slapped a sticker on a box, spray painted it.
Yeah, it was an expensive stand.
Cool. It cost me $500, but man, was it worth it.
It was worth it. Look at those trophies. They've never shined like that before. But yeah, I'm excited. And then, not even to mention, Xbox has like, I think it's 18 studios now. How many studios does Xbox have?
I don't know. That's one thing I would never know.
Hold on, I'm checking. 23. Okay.
Oh my lord.
And among those, Bethesda. And tons of stuff like that. Like ZeniMax, ID, Bethesda. So you have Arcane Studios, Alpha Dog, ZeniMax. You know, you have Fallout, not The Witcher, Fallout. You have Elder Scrolls. You have, they're partnered with EA. They don't own EA.
Yeah, true.
But now you have a big partnership with EA, so you have the entire EA library available to you if you have Game Pass.
Which I have not checked out very much.
Crazy. Plants vs. Zombies, Battlefield, Titanfall. Titanfall has been taking off like a rocket lately. They've had upwards of 6,000. Oh, I love it. But they've had upwards of 6,000 continuous players on it all day around the world. Like, that's crazy. It's just crazy. And I hope that you know what will determine if 2021 is a good year or not. If we start to hear rumors about another single-player Fallout game, that will be it. Like, if they can convince Bethesda to make another single-player Fallout game, like with Fallout 4 graphics, but with the story depth of Fallout 3, that'll be it. 2021 will be made. It's like set in stone.
Funny enough, I've only ever played Fallout Shelter, like the mobile game.
That's not bad. Like, it's just Fallout is such a huge series, and it got ruined by 76. And so if we get Fallout 5 with like Fallout 4 graphics,
I've played Fallout 76. Didn't understand what I was doing. Uninstalled it within half an hour. I've never played Fallout 4 or 3, like any of those older ones. Yet I've still seen. I used to watch some YouTubers play like 4 and stuff and add like mods and like kind of screw around with that, and it was so fun to watch.
And one of the cool things that just died off is Fallout 4 officially supports mods on Xbox, and so they created a whole modding space that you can download mods off of their mod store onto Xbox.
Oh, cool.
And it was so successful because Fallout on the PS4 it was really limited. You couldn't actually add models or anything to the game. But on Xbox, the only limit was storage. So you couldn't have over 500 megabytes of mods, but they could add entities, they could change the game, they could change game mechanics, they could change the entire game from top to bottom, which was unheard of. And it was so crazy and awesome. And then no other game did it. They added it to the Elder Scrolls, and then they were done. Like, they didn't do it with any other games on Xbox and never made it to any other game series. I was so mad. Because it was the start of something literally never before heard of on consoles, and then it just died off because other gaming companies were too lazy to create a modding platform. Because that's the thing, Bethesda actually has like an official modding platform where you can upload mods for other people to use, and so that's why they could do that, is because they check that store, and if anybody complains about anything serious, they remove it from the store and stuff. So that's how they got it past like certification on Xbox. So if any other game studio would do that, it would work out so well. Like, it's not that hard. It just takes extra resources that they don't want to use.
Yeah.
And so that really sucks. But I hope that maybe next year they'll rehash that. And like, mark my words, Trevor, if they do announce, even if rumors come out about a new single-player Fallout game with the depth of Fallout 3, but the graphics of Fallout 4, like, the year will be perfect. I swear to you, gaming will be perfect in 2021. Like, there's no way that you can ruin 2021 if that happens.
Who knows? Maybe they're making a Fallout and they're waiting to share it till they have it perfected.
It's crazy. Well, that's why I think that we'll probably hear rumors. I guarantee that it won't release in 2021 unless they had it baking for like years and they just hid
Yeah.
it from us. But I'm sure if they start to create the game, we will probably hear rumors and it will blow up like a storm. But I'm super excited. So I think that's all we have for this week. We were going to our specialty section for this week was supposed to be about winter content, but obviously games kind of kicked out a little bit with winter content. So really, all we had to talk about was just we had the GTA Snow event this year, and then obviously every year on Christmas we have Minecraft presents. So if you go into your vanilla Minecraft world on Java and I think Bedrock,
No, I think it's just Java. I remember seeing.
maybe.
I forgot. Yeah, because
Um,
like you get random chests that will spawn with stuff in them.
no, your chests just get retextured to look like presents in like
I thought I
vanilla.
saw there was something
I think
about.
that was for April Fools.
Was it? I.
Yeah.
Mm,
Either way, I know that they always do the
there's
chests look
snapshots
like
here.
presents. Um,
Oh
but
wow.
yeah, so go check out the Minecraft present chest, and more importantly, go into GTA, ride your car in the super slippy snow, and enjoy that. Um, and honestly, guys, thank you all for supporting this podcast so much. We had a lot of downloads on our first episode. We're hoping for even more downloads on this episode and more support. We're pushing it across all of our social medias. And if you guys love the show, please leave us a good rating on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and every other platform that you're listening on. And make sure to check out all of our channels, which we have listed all over the place. But you got our gamer tags at the beginning of the show, B2 Gaming and Mini Penguin. And if you want to see more content from us, make sure to like the show and tune in every Friday for weekly content on Xbox updates and all kinds of fun stuff. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Trevor, do you have anything else to say?
Stay safe. Stay healthy. Enjoy your holidays, and don't forget to visit
Always
our
show your love for
channels.
Xbox.
Don't forget to visit our channels and leave some support.
Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.